Watching Kyle's unboxing videos again?
Yeah, he always finds the coolest... No way! A robot dog? Gotta ask where he got it.
Or use your Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra. Just draw a circle around the dog on your screen, and it shows you where to buy it right in the app.
Whoa, I just learned a new trick. And that for once, I beat Kyle to the next big thing.
Circle it, find it with the new Galaxy S24 Ultra and circle the search with Google. Get yours now at Samsung.com. Internet connection required. Results may vary based on visuals.
Barenigan, Barenigan, Barenigan. ABCs.
Welcome to the Bare Naked Ladies ABCs. We cover every Bare Naked Ladies song from whatever the beginning of the song is to the very end. All right, so tonight's song is Burt Bacharach's song, Superiorly. It's definitely way better than what Bare Naked Ladies could ever do.
Whoa!
Okay, thank you. Have a great night.
Wow, I'm keeping that in, Stefan, you know.
Oh, no.
I record all the tracks separately, so I could just, like, push everyone else's audio back
as long as you
2
don't get
minutes.
Yeah, but
our
with
Bill
one eye,
Cosby.
it's going to take twice as long, so.
Oh!
How's your depth
Whoa.
perception?
Wow.
Too soon, guys. Too soon.
I didn't see that coming.
Wow.
You can't help it. It's fine.
Oh.
It's fine.
Stefan.
What did he do? What did he say? What did he do?
I
now?
said I did not see that coming.
Yay! No,
Oh.
yeah.
You know, usually I'm the one that gives the puns, but, you know, eye for an eye.
Oh.
Lovely. Well
I've
done,
heard better.
sir.
Well, sir, in the land of the blind, the one-eyed man is king. So,
I guess I lead then. So as Stefan said,
This
yes,
way. No, this way.
tonight's song is They Long to Be Close to You by Burt Bacharach. And Hal David. We do not want to forget Hal David. I'll get into that later on. Poor Hal David gets the short end of the stick so often. The stick that poked me in the eye. So I have a whole bunch of facts about this song. I don't want to be going on forever. So is there anyone else that wants to start off with talking about the song itself? They Long to Be Close to You by Burt Bacharach and Hal David.
Well, I know that when I brought it up on Spotify, it was a long list, like Tennessee whiskey. You know, you have to pick your poison there.
Covered. Yeah. I can talk a little bit about it. I'm actually quite fond of Burt Bacharach's music. It's very sad that he passed away recently.
February 8th.
Yeah, I think he was a wonderful songwriter. I think he was better at writing songs than singing them. Not that he was a poor vocalist. No, and I mean that sincerely. Like, not that he was a poor vocalist, far from it. But I'm very fond of a few particular covers of his music. I knew his name, and I'd heard some of his stuff when I was much younger, like in junior high and high school. And I think I wrote him off as like elevator music. It's unfortunate that he's become entangled with the term easy listening, which to me is more or less synonymous with like elevator music, which I think of as a pejorative. But I actually, when I was in college, I got into lounge music through bands like Black Velvet Flag and Richard Cheese and Lounge Against the Machine and albums like Loungeapalooza, which had alternative rock bands covering lounge songs and lounge musicians covering alternative rock songs. Steve and Edie cover Black Hole Sun by Soundgarden on that album, and it's actually really good. Yeah,
I'd like to hear that.
In college,
cool.
It is really good. Yeah. In college, my band, The Second Child, ended up covering a cover of This Guy's in Love with You. So one of my favorite bands in the entire world, Faith No More, did a fantastic cover of that tune, and it inspired me to do the same. So yes, I, Aaron, have sung my heart out on a Burt Bacharach tune multiple times in front of various crowds of mostly inebriated people in New England. I should also mention a film called Mirror Mask, written by the wonderfully talented Neil Gaiman, which has a lovely cover of this song, Close to You. Only it's a slightly more fleshed out song and chord changes, and it has like a more sinister kind of gothic undertone.
If you've never heard that before, here's a quick
play a little
snippet.
clip.
Why do birds suddenly
And if you have never heard Faith No More's cover of This Guy's in Love with You, here is a quick snippet of this.
Yes, I'm in love. Who looks at you the way I do? When you smile, I can tell we know each other very well. How can I show you? I'm glad I got to know you, 'cause
Wow.
Too
Which
amazing.
I think if you can see the video, it's them live, and there's all these like very confused teenagers trying to headbang to a Burt Bacharach song. It's amazing. It's wonderful.
Yeah. And it's funny because the front line of security guards are like pushing them back, and
Yeah,
you're
they're
like, what the hell
"What's
is going on?
happening?" Yeah, no, Mike Patton
Crowd
is famous
surfing.
for introducing young angsty teenagers to genres of music they would not have heard of otherwise, and that's what happened with me. And I was like, wow, this Burt Bacharach guy, there's something going on there. You know, he's a good songwriter, and I think, you know, like all these interesting covers and arrangements, like Stefan mentioned, if you search for the song on Spotify, you're going to get like a huge list. And
Yeah.
I think it really speaks to the quality of the song, and probably a lot of people heard like the Carpenters version or something like that. And it's like, that's probably not where I would go to. But like the structure of the song, the roots are very firm, and it's a very solid song.
Yeah.
If you haven't
Carpenters are
heard the
great, though, too.
Carpenters version, here is
Oh,
the
no.
Carpenters
Oh, no.
version.
Just for you, Aaron.
I spake they who should not be named.
I like the Carpenters. They're pretty good.
I like the plumber's better.
Make it stop.
Does Pantera do a version?
Godsmack.
Oh, I would love to hear a Godsmack version.
Just like me, they long to be close to you.
I think I just grew like 3 shades whiter as a person just hearing that song.
Wow. Okay.
Now he's a
The
teen.
world revolves around
I
you.
know.
It didn't take you off.
It's harder
I
to
hope.
push the buttons too with one eye, I would imagine.
Hey, Tracy.
Hey,
does it
welcome
matter
back.
that I'm recording? Should I stop and let
No,
you
go
record?
ahead. You can keep recording in case it happens again.
In case.
But anyways, we were just talking about the huge amount of covers and arrangements that various artists have done from multiple Burt Bacharach songs, and like how it speaks to the quality of his work, at the core of things. And I think it's really interesting, and it's cool that we have these different versions, including the one that we're about to discuss.
I agree. And yeah, I think it's interesting. You said the thing about just before I suddenly disappeared, about how it made you several shades whiter, because it's funny because he wrote, like, he and Hal David were the primary writers and were in a partnership with Dionne Warwick for 10 plus years. When it came,
Oh, I thought you were going to mention Procol Harum's A Whiter Shade of Pale and work that in some.
no.
All right, I promise no more obscure references for the night.
I mean, that's not really obscure, but
That's fairly, yeah. That's, I guess, depends on the Zoomers have no idea what the hell I'm talking.
that's about the
right
most
now.
mainstream reference that Aaron will ever do, right there.
Hey guys, if you don't know Dweezil Zappa's, no, actually, I don't. He's pretty well known. I'm trying to reach for an obscure artist now. Wesley Willis. There we go. If you don't know Rock and Roll McDonald's by Wesley Willis,
Rock
do you even
and
know
roll
music?
McDonald.
I know Tracy knows that.
Oh, so if you don't know the Carpenters version, which I was playing before,
Yes.
it hit #1 on the Billboard
Did it?
in both
What year was
America, 1970.
I mean, it definitely. Oh, it's 7D. Okay, like beginning of the
70.
70s.
It was on.
Wow,
it was-
no wonder the hippies became disillusioned so quickly.
I liked the Carpenters growing up.
They're not the worst band in the world, but like they're just, It's so straight. It's the straightest. This is 8 notes. We are not swinging. No syncopation. We are white. It is the whitest.
I mean, yes.
music.
I'm a
But
big,
it's funny because Burt Bacharach himself, that is not.
yeah.
Yeah,
Like he's
Well,
known for. We'll
got
get to
swing
him.
and jazz influence and all that. You know, he's interesting. Like he's an interesting dude. He wasn't, I should say, and with a lot of like interesting musical influences. And he influenced a lot of. There's a, I believe it's. Oh man, I should know this, being a Japanophile. I believe it's called Shibuya Kei. It's like a weird nostalgia trip genre of music in Japan, where like they pulled from like lounge music. Yeah, so like he was a huge influence on them.
Huh.
Like I said, this was #1 on the Billboard for 4 weeks with the Carpenters. And it was actually named the Song of the Summer
Impressive.
for 1970.
Oh wow.
It was top of the Billboard in Canada and Australia as well. It hit #6 in the UK, and it earned the Carpenters a Grammy.
So if
Wow.
1969 was the summer of love, was 1970 the summer of Ambien?
My gosh. Oh.
Any surviving members of the Carpenters, we know that you listen, come on the show. I'd love to talk to you.
They also, so this was also recorded and released by Dionne Warwick. If you haven't heard her version, so here I'm going to go into a couple of different versions of this song. Dionne Warwick's was different, and personally, I think the Carpenters version is better than Dionne's.
So Dion redid the song too.
Hot takes from Tracy.
Yeah, no,
Tracy's hot takes.
I'm going to share these things with you guys, so that way you can make your own decisions. But I
Okay.
the Carpenters version's better.
Why do birds suddenly appear?
I like this better already.
Every time
Sorry, Tracy.
you are near.
Yeah, this is superior.
Just like me, they long to be close to you. Why?
I think Mirror Mask definitely takes the cake on the covers, but like that was better than the Carpenters. And to be fair, the Carpenters wasn't terrible. Like I'm not like I'm being facetious and playing for laughs here, but like that wasn't a bad song. It wasn't a bad cover, but I like Dionne Warwick's better. Just hearing that.
And Dusty
Personally.
Springfield also covered it.
I mean, really,
That's gonna
who
take me a
hasn't
minute
covered
to
it?
pull up.
I'm trying.
This song is like venereal.
Well, my band didn't. We covered "This Guy's in Love with You," but apparently I should have jumped on the bandwagon and covered this one. Maybe I'll do that at my concert later this year. Pretty easy song. I could probably learn it on piano.
While I'm waiting for Dusty's to pop up, it's going to take a minute. For some reason, the internet is giving me a really
Dusty's Springfield. I know I've heard my parents, my mom, I think especially, mention Dusty Springfield multiple times. I'm trying to remember. Oh no, Tracy's stuck in
I'm
a
still
GIF.
here.
Okay.
Well, it's just a little.
You look like a GIF that has like a 140 pixel resolution. Like you're so smooth and like.
Yeah, no, it's
Oh man!
Almost.
Oh, his lips aren't moving.
Oh
my
no.
Oh man!
I wish this was. We need to start making
Bad.
a video podcast. Maybe
Yeah,
after
it
we
has
finish
to
the
be.
alphabet, we can like be
Yeah.
reborn like the Phoenix with all the solo stuff and do like a video.
The
podcast.
acid trip that's happening to his
Yeah.
screen right now.
It's
is
very
really
70s.
remarkable.
Yeah, we
To be fair,
Yeah,
Going
well,
forward.
very late 60s, early
theme.
70s.
On theme.
all right. You probably can't
right.
see the,
Okay,
but you'll hear
Dusty
this.
Springfield.
Why do birds suddenly
Okay, this is even better. This is good.
every time
You say Chainsmoke Home Halls?
Good, that's your voice.
There's a little syncopation in there.
Yes.
Ah, the
I like it. Oh yeah, the look of love. So
look
that's
of love. Yeah.
Austin Powers.
Yes.
Again.
Um,
Yeah, baby.
and
Yeah,
then
baby.
they
Yeah, baby.
this song was more was repeated one more time in 1987 for a wider release by Gwen Guthrie for a very different version of the song.
I thought you were going to say Gwen Stefani, but that was a little before.
Oh yeah, listen to that.
Oh, this is interesting.
Wow. Is this from the 80s?
It's like disco or like early
Sounds like a background to
techno
some
electronic
videos I've seen before.
dance. This sounds like a commercial for a 900 number on like TV at 2
Wow.
a.m.
Yeah.
back in the
That
90s.
genre.
Call in tonight. You know you want to.
I'm gonna get through the intro
Are
here.
you lonely?
This is a very different. This is the most different. This is more different than Mirror Mask. This is like very out there.
Oh, 1-900. Speak to Jacqueline. She's waiting in the
1-800 Bacharach,
negligence.
baby. Yeah, baby. Do I make you horny, baby?
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
This is bizarre. I'm not sure I like this.
You need to make it stop.
Yeah,
Immediately.
make it stop, Tracy.
My ears are bleeding.
I made it stop for
I
you
mean,
guys. I forgot to make it stop
that-
for me. I'm still listening.
That was not. I feel like if I was at a roller rink
Yep.
in 1988, I would appreciate that.
Yes.
Hey, I was in a roller rink in 1988, and I do appreciate it.
And
I may have been. There was one nearby where we used to go when I was a kid, but like I would have been very young at that point.
Yes. Yes, you would have been.
now, I mean, so that last techno heavy version, it only hit number 67 on the Hot Black Singles Billboard list. I mean,
I didn't know that was a thing.
I was just gonna say,
That's very niche.
how niche do you have to get before
Very
it hits the
Super
hit,
niche.
like Hot Black Singles?
Okay, to be fair, when I was in high school and I was on mp3.com, I would be very proud that my like latest single hit like number 33 in like IDM in the New England region on mp3.com. So like, you know what? More power to you. I'm
Nice.
with you.
But it needs to be said that BNL's version is, I think, the only time that I've heard a male singing this version of this song. And we haven't even played that
Well,
yet. I should probably
Yeah.
play a quick snippet of that
Do it.
so that
Do
we
it.
know
Yeah,
the
do it.
song that we will eventually be talking about tonight.
Throw it in there.
We're taking quite
I
a
know.
journey.
Oh, this is a journey
Faithfully.
in a pain.
Close to you. Why do stars fall down from the sky every time you walk by?
Hear the syncopation? It's so good.
Just like me, they long to be close to you.
So good.
I really do love this version.
Yeah, it's fantastic,
yeah.
to be honest. Like, I don't want to tip my hand, but I really dig it. Stephen Page is very expressive. The vocals, the harmonies are
He's there.
fantastic.
It's like he's there. You know,
yeah.
he's conveying it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You feel it. Yeah. It
Yeah,
feels,
he's
feels
doing
real.
a fantastic job.
It's a much slower version than the usual that's put out there, but
Well,
I mean, they
this
had to do
wasn't-
something different.
Yeah, this wasn't what he actually wanted to sing, which I'm sure he'll get into. This isn't the arrangement that he wanted.
Wait,
Right.
Betsy, do you? Okay, tell us. I'm very curious about this.
I don't want to let the cat out of the bag too early because I
No,
think
go
Tracy
ahead.
probably has all the deep divey stuff.
I don't. I did at one point, and I could not pull up all of my facts for this week. My computer was being
I don't
weird.
have anything written down on my hand other than John Zorn. So
I remember
my
that they
God.
asked.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, shut up. Everyone shut the fuck up. Betsy,
Exhibit
did
A.
you just reference John Zorn?
Only because he was talking about John Zorn.
Oh my god!
But Stephen Page was talking about John Zorn.
Boom!
Because
mind blown.
So on the Live from Home 98, it was the most recent time he referenced it, that he was talking about how after like around the time Stunt was debuting, so let's see, it was
98.
April 15th. Jesus Christ, dog, get off of me. 1998. Sorry, she's like trying to French me. So they got together with Burt Bacharach and his people, and when they were rehearsing, they had done up a kind of a version that they liked that was kind of had a different feel than what his version was, and that's when Kevin said, "Oh man, I really like the arrangement that John Zorn did of
Oh my god!
Close to You," which I tried to find and I couldn't find.
You are near, just like me. They long to be close to you. Why do stars fall down from the sky every time you walk by?
So I found that John Zorn had done Burt Bacharach, a song called Burt Bacharach, but I haven't seen his version of Close to You. So anyway, when Kevin said that, Burt got very upset because he thought that version was, I don't know, he didn't call it an abomination, but he was very offended by that version.
Wow, I'm
he
surprised.
thought it was, he got very upset about it. And so after hearing their version and kind of hearing what Kevin said, they came
Which is
back
why
to them.
Kevin is standing in the background the whole entire time doing nothing.
Oh, and actually, Tyler took off because he was so pissed off. He
Wait,
just
what?
left.
Oh my
Yeah,
god!
Tyler was
Wait.
so pissed off about what Burt had said
Wow!
about their arrangement.
Wow!
And that he had left. He went to go take a time out, I guess. And then
Holy moly!
so yeah, there was some little controversy around it, and then they finally, one of Burt Bacharach's people came back to them and said, "Oh, we're going to record your song, but just so you know, we got a lot of people on tonight, so we don't think it's going to make it to air." And they're like, "Wait, hold on. Did Burt say something?
Wow.
Can he's like, we can do it different if he wants to, or just, So Burt came over and they hashed things out, and they ended up just doing it straight like Burt wanted. And Burt was on keys. And Kevin at that time was sick. Yeah,
Wait,
Burt
so
was on
Burt
keys.
Bacharach's playing piano on this?
Mhm.
Yes.
He is.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Oh
Because
my
Kevin was
god!
sick anyway. He was.
So there was a video
right
of
after
this
this.
that was up,
Holy
and
shit!
there was a video of this that was up until about a week and a half ago, and then
Wow.
YouTube took it down.
Okay, so I have so much to say, but the first thing I want to say.
All right, so
is-
that's your launching point with the John Zorn and everything.
Well, put an asterisk next to this episode, because this is the episode that Betsy out music nerded the music nerd. who went to
I'm
school
literally
for
just
this.
repeating what he said. So
Well, but like I love John Zorn. I never expected. I was like, oh, Faith No More, Mirror Mask. You out obscured me with the John Zorn reference, and that's my hat is off. I'm not wearing a hat, but I'm
Your
tipping an
metaphorical
imaginary
hat,
too.
yeah.
Yeah. That
Yeah,
was
cool.
Thank you for sharing that, because I had no idea,
Yeah.
and I had no idea Burt Bacharach was playing piano on this. I have in my
Yes.
notes like, oh, Kevin's doing a great
Yeah.
job.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
Burt. That's
No, it's Burt.
amazing.
Hey, Bert.
This is incredible. Like, oh man, thank you for
Yeah.
sharing that.
Oh, no problem.
And in the video, Bert is smiling. It looks like
Yeah, he
he's
was having a good
actually
time,
I'm sure he was having a great
really
time. It sounds like
happy.
everyone was having a great time.
Well, they asked him like, "Do you want to play piano with us?" They're like, "Yeah, I'd like." He's like,
Hell
"Yeah,
yeah.
I'd love to play piano with you." So everything ended up okay.
That's awesome.
Yeah, they worked it out.
Wow.
Whose
Well, I'm-
suggestion was it to do the John Zorn version? Because that sounds like a Stephen.
That was
Page.
Kevin.
That was Kevin.
Kevin said
Well,
he
Kevin's
liked,
very, very jazzy.
he's
and-
very avant-garde.
yeah,
interested
that
in
makes sense,
things
actually.
like that.
John
That
Zorn,
definitely fits. He said he liked
he's
his
a
version.
very avant-garde, like underground. He makes weird music, and I like.
Yeah,
it, but,
they
like,
call it some sort of like jazz noise.
Yeah, I mean, it
musicians,
depends on the
jazz
album. He
noise.
has a broad range because he has stuff that's like very accessible, and he has stuff that's way out there. But like, yeah.
Well,
oh my
and
God.
I mean,
That's
let's
so
face it.
cool.
Kevin comes from the background of the Look people. So
The Look
of
People.
course
Wait,
he,
back up, Tracy. What is the Look People?
so if you've never heard the Look people, I'll encourage people to go out and listen. But it was the first band that Kevin was with.
They're very
Um,
interesting.
and they are the only way I can
I thought you were
explain
talking about
them
The Look by Roxette.
is
He's got the look.
Ooh, I
if
love
you imagine what Genesis would have been had Peter Gabriel stayed with them and continued going down the
that's all I ever
experimental
wanted,
direction.
Tracy, that's all I ever wanted in life.
You would have enjoyed. They are very experimental and very expressionistic on
Ooh,
stage.
I'm gonna have to check them out. That
Um,
sounds awesome.
I think you would actually love the Look people.
Yeah, it
but
sounds great.
you know, it comes from this very different background, so it does not surprise me that Kevin was like, "Yeah, let's try this. I love this really out there
John
version."
Zorn.
We should probably
Wow.
say like where this was. So this was on. It's on the CD and VHS called One Amazing Night.
Mhm.
You can find it on DVD, but it's extremely rare. Right now, you can buy it on eBay for $70. I wasn't going to do that. It was a TV special that was done in 1998 to
Cool,
celebrate Burt Bacharach's 70th birthday. And so they had Sheryl
Man.
Crow on One Less Bell to Answer. They had Elvis Costello singing God Give Me the
Ooh.
Strength.
Nice.
Ooh.
They had
Nice.
Chrissy Hind on Baby It's You and Message to Michael. Go ahead, Betsy.
My favorite is they had Mike Myers on What's New Pussycat.
Whoa, whoa,
He's
whoa.
actually a decent singer.
I want this
If you've
album.
never heard
so
that
badly right
version,
now.
here I will play it for you.
Oh my god, it's so funny.
That sounds amazing.
Oh, my
Well,
favorite.
So-
please.
I'm just pulling it up right now.
That's what she said.
And
Mike Myers is
also,
legitimately like so talented, dude. I want that man to have
Yes, I
his
love him.
deserved comeback.
let
He's
me
got a great
show.
autobiography out on an
Ooh,
audiobook.
I'll read that. I
It's
would love
so
to hear
nice.
that. Is that on
I
Audible?
will.
Yep, on Audible.
Not a sponsor, but like now I want to go listen to it. Mike, we know you listen to the show. Please come
I
on.
know.
Oh my God, Tracy, can you get Mike Myers on here? I'll die happy, please.
I know.
What's new, pussycat? Whoa, whoa, whoa. What's new, pussycat? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Pussycat, pussycat. Not flowers of ours.
Oh my God, I love
with you. So go and powder your cute little pussycat nose. Pussycat, pussycat, I love you. Yes, I do. Ooh, and pussycat nose.
So, what?
And there's Ben Folds
So
5 on this album. I need
So
this
here's
album.
Ben Folds 5
Yes.
cover of
Yes.
Raindrops
Oh,
Keep Falling on My Head.
man. Oh my God.
That's
No,
the
Bert was in
only
it.
one
Well, he
Bert
wasn't
in it.
playing. He was just
Everybody
in the
else had
background
Bert in it.
dancing around.
He wasn't playing, right? He was conducting, yeah.
Love Ben.
Me too. He's even kind of
Yeah,
dressed like
he's
him.
very like college professor in this.
Yeah.
Now the great part of this part is when they break out during the bridge.
Raindrops are falling on my head, they keep falling. But there's one.
Nice. Good. Oh yeah. Oh my god. Oh no. I need this album. I want to find this on vinyl.
Bank on it.
Such a hipster.
And I love how Bert is loving it in the background.
Yeah. This is awesome.
Bert's like, yeah, you do my song different. I'm good with that.
That is a great. Now, okay, so just putting it out there, Betsy has won this episode in terms of like hipster music cred. So I'm not trying to reclaim the crown. Like you have it this episode, but I should say I mentioned I mentioned Loungapalooza earlier. On that album, Ben Folds performs "She Don't Use Jelly" by the Flaming Lips in the style of the Lounge. It's a great
I love
cover.
that song.
Yeah, I highly recommend it.
They also had on this album Luther Vandross covering "What the World Needs Now."
Here, this is like the soulful version of the Disney theme song they put in the credits.
It's
like Aladdin when they do like I Can Show You the World, but it's like the R&B version.
Whole new
This is soulful. I like
And
it. Oh man, I need this album. I didn't know how much I needed this album.
And then of course Dionne Warwick covers like 4 of her songs that he wrote for her.
Yeah.
I mean,
I would hope.
Why not? So you got "Walk On By."
Oh yeah. He was a very prolific writer.
So she covers "Walk On By," "Say a Little Prayer for You," "Do You Know the Way to San Jose," and what was the other one? Nope, it was 3. Sorry, 3. So it was a pretty darn good album. Like I like it. And then of course you also have the cover of All Saints doing "Always Something There to Remind Me," which I did not realize was a Burt Bacharach song.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Until I listened to this version of it, and I was like, oh yeah, this is definitely a Burt Bacharach song, because Naked Eyes definitely redid it in their own style. But if you listen to this version of it, it sounds like a Burt Bacharach song. So I'll play that right here. You can hear his influence on this, especially the horns, because he liked to write a lot for Herb Alpert as well.
Damn it, Tracy! You stole my thunder.
No,
I was going to reference "A Little Spanish Flea" by Herb Alpert because it's very much the same kind of very similar. Which all I can think of is Homer Simpson when I hear that song.
She'd find you miss the sweet and tender love we used to share. Just come back to the places where we used to go, and I'll be there. How can I forget you when there is always something there to remind me? Always something there to remind me.
I mean, I can hear the Burt influence at that point. I can't hear it when Naked Eyes does it, but now it totally makes sense now. And yes, I get the irony of a one-eyed man saying "Naked Eyes."
Private Eye is watching you.
And the part that really makes me upset about this is that most of these you can actually find online, the whole entire video of them in the concert doing this. except for BNL. They took the BNL one down. I don't get it. It really upsets me because I was really enjoying for like about a week and a half there as we were leading up to this, going, all right, we get the video. This is going to be great. And then disappeared. I was so upset.
Yeah, I'm upset too.
I was like, wow, no one can hear me.
No, we hear you. We hear you loud and clear.
So we should probably discuss other major songs that Bert wrote. A lot of them also with Hal David. Sorry,
did you say David Hasselhoff?
David Hasselhoff too.
I was trying to say David Hal, but it's Hal David.
Very big.
I can think of us as eating the cheeseburger on the floor.
No, Cheeseburger in Paradise is a different.
Oh, that's right.
That's
Jimmy Hasselhoff.
Jimmy
Hasselhoff.
Jimmy
Hasselhoff. So major songs by our friend Bert is One Less Bell to Answer, Baby It's You, What's New Pussycat, Walk On By,
Whoa.
Say a Little Prayer for You, Do You Know the Way to San Jose, What the World Needs Now Is Love, Raindrops Keep Falling on My Head, Always Something There to Remind Me, That's What Friends Are For, Arthur's Theme, which is The Best That You Can Do, is Fall in Love. Any Day Now. I'll Never Fall in Love Again. The theme song to Casino Royale. The Look of Love. On My Own. Heart Light that was sung by Neil Diamond and Alfie.
Yeah. Now that's the original Casino Royale with Peter Sellers amongst others, not the remake with Daniel Craig, which the theme song was made by Chris Cornell from Soundgarden.
Correct. And Casino Royale, the soundtrack was written by him as well, and Hal David helped to write the words on most of these songs. So most of the songs, Burt Bacharach would write the music, and Hal David would write the music. I mean, would write the lyrics until Burt decided to break up with him, and they had a big blowout. But Hal David had an amazing career afterwards as well. Like he wrote songs for 3 Bond movies. He wrote for Casino Royale, of course, Moonraker, Honor Majesty's Secret Service. He wrote the song To All the Girls I Loved Before. He wrote most of the songs that were listed above with Burt Bacharach. He wrote
kind of like an Elton John, Bernie Taupin situation.
Yeah. Except for afterwards, he went on to do a lot more than Bernie Taupin did. Like he went on and did.
Whoa, hey, Bernie Taupin, we know you listen. Come on the show.
Like he was pretty big, but the pair of them won. They were nominated 4 times and won 1 Oscar. They also won the Grammy for Promises, Promises. They were nominated 5 other times for Grammys. They were nominated for the Best Musical for Tony. Hal also won an ACMA and 2 separate Oscars, 2 separate Golden Globes, 5 separate Grammys. Burt on his own, well, not on his own, but separate from Hal, he wrote... Oh, I deleted it. Oh, shoot. Yeah, I deleted all the ones that he did on his own. But I mean, they were an amazing writing duo, and they did end up working things out and coming back together to work together once in a while. But yeah, they had a pretty big falling out after one of the movies.
I have an interesting little tidbit of trivia.
Sure.
I heard on Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend. Conan, come on the podcast. We love you.
We know you listen. Please come on.
Yeah, we know you listen. Johnny Cash had submitted speaking of Bond songs, Johnny Cash had, on his own will, submitted a Bond song and they rejected it. Can you imagine? It's not really relevant to anything other than the topic of
I
Bond
can't
songs.
imagine, Betsy, because they rejected not one but two songs from the best band in the world, Radiohead. So the people who choose
Right,
the Bond
I heard that
music
too.
are idiots, in spite of accepting Chris Cornell to do the remake of Casino Royale, which was a good choice.
Yeah,
and allowing
Chris
Hal
Cornell
David
is
to write
always a good
3.
choice, but yeah. Okay, not to divert from the current path, but I just wanted to put.
I'm
that
just
in
saying, "Man of War" by Radiohead is the best potential Bond song ever written.
there. I'll give it a listen.
Now, so what you were saying earlier about the writing and the easy listening thing for Bert is interesting, because he's known for. I think people give him a hard time because he started writing a long time ago, and so music was different back at that time.
Yeah.
He was known according to what everything I've read, for like unusual chord progressions and syncopated rhythmic.
Yeah, he had a lot of
patterns.
jazz influence, definitely.
I heard bossa nova as well. Like he had some bossa nova elements to it.
Yeah, Latin influence, definitely.
He liked to use a lot of flugelhorns and flutes and
Flugel.
pianos and
Flugelhorn.
molto fortissimo strings. And I will agree that he liked to get what they called cooing female voices. I would agree with that.
Yeah. Okay. There's some cooing.
Cooing female voice.
Like he did tend to write for a certain type of voice.
An auditory swoon, or
Yeah.
yeah, that's cute.
I mean, when I think of him, I would associate him with like the Dusty Springfield type of, or Dionne Warwick type of voice.
Mm-hmm.
Like it just kind of fits what he writes. Which is why I was really shocked when BNL played this song, because it's not a typical BNL song.
No.
I mean, there are other ones that are in his catalog that I would have thought probably would have been more BNL flavor. So I'm almost thinking they were told
No,
song.
actually,
Well, when was this recorded?
98.
yeah.
So Faith No More had already done "This Guy's in Love with You" at that point, so they probably were like.
So according to what he said from the Live from Home, they met with Bert, and Bert gave him like a list of songs to choose from, and they all like unanimously chose that song because they were familiar with it and they liked it.
Really?
But yeah, that's what he said on the Live from Home show. But
I mean, I
one of
like
the artists
it,
had
but-
backed out from a particular song, but they didn't end up doing that song anyway. Bare Naked Ladies didn't, so they chose it of their own free will, apparently. But and then they put their own spin on it, and then they had to unspin that spin because he didn't like that spin, and so they just did it straight with him. Yeah. It's
So
a
maybe
very short
maybe
version.
it would have sounded more BNL had they done their spin on it.
I think so.
I would love to hear the BNL spin of it. I would love to hear. I mean, Bert is unfortunately no longer with us. BNL, that means that you should cover
False to
your
you.
version.
Yeah.
Make him roll over in his grave. Maybe they'll bring him back. I think it better for me, I think Always Something There to Remind Me or Arthur's Theme would have been better choices for them.
Considering the Page Duffy collaborations, Always Something There to Remind Me seems like that would be like a good choice. I agree, but I think this is a great cover, so I'm happy we got it.
Me too.
Me too. Oh my gosh. Yeah, and I do want. I'm responding to what you wrote in the chat there, Aaron. But going back to Mike Myers, he said when he was in doing, I don't know if it was this performance, but he's actually done What's New Pussycat. Oh, sorry. What's New Pussycat a couple of times for different tribute albums for Burt Bacharach. On one of them, he said that Burt Bacharach was a major influence for Austin Powers in terms of the writing of it.
Interesting.
Yeah, it makes sense.
So now I want to know about Burt Bacharach's real life.
I mean, the dude clearly got down.
He oozes mojo, I guess.
He's got mojo, yeah. Some
of all the things
skepticism.
to ooze, I suppose that's a more benign thing to ooze. I don't want
That's
to
fair,
ooze
that's
anything.
Ooze.
Not want to secrete anything either, though. I don't know.
Secreting and oozing.
Yeah.
And emitting.
Yes.
But yeah, so should we break this down? I feel like we've talked quite a lot about
let's break it down and let's talk about BNL's version.
Okay. Let's break it down.
Always something that you
different song. Close to You, also known as They Long to Be Close to You, originally by Burt Bacharach, as covered by Bare Naked Ladies, is in the key of A flat major, which is the same as most recordings I've heard by Burt Bacharach, although I believe I've seen some in G major as well. It's recorded approximately at 76 beats per minute, but it really varies quite a lot, which I think is appropriate for a tune like this. They let the emotions kind of dictate how they're playing it. The intro vamps on A flat major 7 to E flat major 7, and then the verse, Why Do Birds? We have A flat to G minor to C minor 7 to A flat major 7 to E flat major 7. The chorus, On the Day That You Were Born, goes A flat major 7 to G minor 7 to C7, back to A flat major 7 to B flat. On this, that's pretty much it. On the second chorus, there is a feel change. In this version, it goes from swing to straight eighth notes, and the tempo increases to about 83 beats per minute. Then we go back to swung eighths and about 78 beats per minute. The form is the intro A, which is just vamping on those two chords, to the first verse, which is our B section, chorus C section, verse 2 B section, piano solo, which is staying in the B section. The chorus, I'm calling this a new section, so we'll say D. Even though the chord changes are the same as the first chorus because of the change in feel and tempo, you could call it C if you want, that's fine. And then verse 3, again, our B section, lovely harmonies here by the rest of the band, and then the outro, which is the same as the intro, A flat to E flat, which is our A section again. So the form is about A, B, C, B, D, B, A, if you're going to agree with my particular nomenclature. Amazing vocals from Steve, beautiful harmonies from the rest of the boys, lovely upright bass from Jim, very expressive and elegant piano work. I said in my notes from Kevin, but I guess apparently from Burt Bacharach himself. Tyler, I'm a drummer too. I'm a jazz drummer, and I know how hard it is to play with restraint on gentle ballads like this. So great work here, very tasteful. All in all, the band I think is in top form here. Man, it's I don't know. Like I feel like when I think of this song and this particular arrangement, this is very good. I think, as I mentioned, I think Burt Bacharach was a better songwriter than vocalist. So hearing Stephen Page really, really like swinging for the fences with the wonderful harmonies from, I'm guessing, Ed and Kevin, possibly Jim too. It's really lovely. And I'm probably tipping my hand here, but I really dig the track.
I mean, the harmonies on this, right at the very beginning, you get those sweet harmonies from them. And so, correct me if I'm wrong, Aaron. Is that a arco bass? An electric arco bass?
It just sounds like I would have guessed a fretless upright bass, but like it very well could be. I was thinking like an acoustic electric I don't know the specific kind, but like, yeah, it's just got this real jazzy feel to it. It feels like an upright bass, and it's for jazz ballads.
Like when the part I'm thinking of is that like it sounds like he's playing a cello, but it's not. Maybe it's a band behind them, but it almost sounds like Jim playing arco.
Oh, it very well may be. It very well may be. I mean, he could, if he's playing. I mean, the thing about a fretless upright is essentially you could play it with a bow. It's been done by many bands, including Primus, and back when my band, The Second Child, had Stu Mahan as our bass player. He used to do this in some of our songs.
And as you were saying, like that, Steve's angelic voice on the song, I think it just takes over the song.
It's like butter.
It is. And I don't know if you guys picked up on it, but Steve changed the lyrics on the second bridge.
Did he?
So I've listened to this so many times this week. On the first time, he changes the lyrics that I always have been confused about anyways. On the day that you were born, the angels got together and decided to create a dream come true. So they sprinkled moon dust in your hair of gold, and the of gold comes into the next line.
And starlight in your eyes.
And starlight into your eyes of blue, or starlight in your eyes of blue. The second time he says the other version that I had always thought it was, because the way it's sung can sound the other way, which is they sprinkled moon dust in your hair and golden starlight in your eyes of blue. So it's the second time around. I don't know if he did it on purpose with Bert right there behind him, but
his tiny little act of rebellion.
Could be.
Fuck you, Bert. It's slower, but I think it's even more powerful than any other versions I've heard do.
I'm having a tough time between this and the Mirror Mask version because I've loved that version for so long. And the harmonies are so outrageous and very jazzy and 7th-y and 11th-y and whatever. But this is a very good version. I don't know. As far as the lyrics are concerned, like young and angsty Aaron, as opposed to, I suppose, older and still angsty Aaron, would have read this off as like fluff. I think I would have heard lyrics from the day that you were born, or on the day that you were born, the angels got together, decided to create a dream come true, and probably thrown up in my mouth a little. But having fallen in love pretty hard a few times now, while I think I would express those feelings somewhat differently in my music, I get it, right? And I know what it's like to think about someone and feel butterflies in my stomach, the honeymoon phase, the halo effect, however you want to refer to it. There's a very real distortion of perception that occurs when you fall really hard for someone. And I know they didn't write the lyrics, and Albert did, aside from potentially, I guess, a change up by Steven. And again, you can call it cheesy, you can call it on the nose, but I think it's a really lovely ballad. And when sung by a masterful and expressive vocalist and performed by a talented band, you can really hear how great a song it is, in my opinion.
I agree. I mean, lyrically, it's a little schmaltzy, but the way
it's a good kind of schmaltz. It's like the Spielberg schmaltz.
It's like sweet schmaltz.
Spielberg schmaltz.
I appreciate schmaltz when it's good,
Yeah, properly delivered. It takes on a new kind of feel to it, which is why I'm heavily biased anyway. So this will always be my favorite version. But I mean, his voice is so beautiful that I'm invested from the first note because it's his voice. And like you guys are saying, the harmonies are beautiful and they're done in the right proportions too. So, because you don't want to be too heavy handed with it. So really it's beautifully done. There's not much you can do about the lyrics because it's a cover, but I think they really,
I want to hear Steve's rewrite of the lyrics. Of
I do too. I was thinking that when he did it from Live from Home, he would do kind of a rewritten version, but it was fairly straightforward, like it was on the recording for the Burt Bacharach Wonderful Night thing. But
on the day that you were born, there was lightning and there was thunder.
Yep. I know. You could go different directions with that for sure.
No, I would like to hear what Steven has to do with it. Like, I do think that it's a little schmaltzy, like you were saying. But when you're writing a love song, and that's what this is, and that's what Burt is known for, is writing love songs. Like, I think that, especially at this era when it was written, that's what love songs were. That's what these ballads were. Can he write other types of songs? Sure. Raindrops Keep Falling on My Head, or, and stuff like that. Is there, there's always something there to remind me is a bittersweet song. So it's not like he and Hal can't write that. It's just, that's not what this song is. Stefan, you were going to say something. We interrupted you.
Oh yeah. I cut you off. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. I've got a touch of the tism, so it's like easy listening music really kind of hits my buttons. It's like I know Aaron was saying something about elevator music and all that sort of stuff, but I mean my parents would play that stuff to me all the time, just to calm me down, because I mean I was pretty bad without sugar, and then he jazzed me up on sugar, and it's like having like a parachute full of 10,000 cats, all on cat. And you just,
as an ADHD kid,
you hook up one
yep, I completely understand that reference.
Parachute to a helicopter blade and just spin them around, and it's like that's what I was like as a kid. So, the Carpenters. I mean, you can make fun of them, but they will knock a kid out.
That's like a vocal quaalude,
they'll put you to sleep.
That's fair.
Yeah, exactly. So, Burt Bacharach and all kinds of stuff like that. I like that kind of music, and I grew up listening to it because that's what did it for me. And I find that as an adult, I'm like, I can appreciate it now because I'm like, yeah, all right, I can see how it's soothing. But with this song, it blew my mind because it's like usually sometimes there's like some kind of disconnect between the music and the lyricist and how they're singing it. But this is just it's almost as though Steven's voice is meant for this song. It's just butter, it's just smooth, and I like that, and it just fits perfectly. And I don't know what it is, but I listen to this, I immediately say, wow, like this is good. Like I can listen to this all day. So, and when you're in the butter zone, you're in the butter zone. Sometimes you need lobster with that. You want lobster with the butter
zone.
Keep in the floor.
You got lobster with it.
Into the butter.
Exactly. So that's what I loved about it. You guys didn't cut me off. I was just, finally had a chance to say something because you guys are all smart, and I'm like over here going, duh, duh.
That is
I'm still on Austin
Take
Powers.
umbrage with that assessment.
And I don't know who Josh Zorg is. Isn't he like the father of like Buzz Lightyear or something? Isn't that
Josh
Is that the dude?
Love it. John Zorn, we know you listen to. Come on the show.
Came so close to snarfing right then. Oh man.
I do want to share one more version of this song. The Carpenters were on the Muppet Show at one point.
Oh no.
But and they didn't cover Close to You as far as I know, but these guys did.
Oh no.
Will this give me nightmares?
Oh, I remember this.
About
yes. I love this.
There we go.
Why do birds suddenly appear
Is that your voice?
You are near, just like me. They long to be close to you. Why you stay?
That's just,
Oh,
it's genius. It's genius.
Yes.
oh yes.
I love it. Just the characters created by Jim Henson and company, or just
All right.
you can't beat it. Just can't beat it.
I was hoping too that when there was going to be like another band covering it, and it would be like a little more eccentric, that the birds that would be in the background would be like vultures or something. Something just opposite of what you'd expect.
I always loved the Muppets.
Yeah.
I was hopeful though that when they
That's
mentioned
funny.
birds, that Sam the Eagle would make an appearance. But
Well, we should probably give some ratings to this. How many angels?
Zord.
How many Zords?
I was thinking that too, but I didn't want to double down on it too much. Yeah, birds.
How many magnets? All right, what do you guys recommend?
How many angels?
All right,
How
let's
many
go with
Zorgs?
angels. How many angels? All right. Stefan, you haven't been on in a while. How many angels do you give this?
Oh gosh. Like I said, this is like butter, and it's like just a perfect blend of things. I'm just rating this song with Steve singing it. He's got a great voice. He matches everything great. Like I put it on my Spotify list, and it's like that's something. So, I can't beat it. I can't flaw it. The writing, the lyrics are great. It's very well sung. The pianist is a brilliant guy. Of course he's a writer, right? I think everything is perfect on the song. I can't think of anything wrong. So go with like a, I don't know. Well,
4.9.
4.9.
Oh,
I say
wow.
4.9.
That's good.
Ooh, wow.
Is that good?
That's good.
Oh, wow.
Thank
Why don't I hand it over to Betsy?
I just don't know. It's so hard to score something that isn't originally theirs.
Yeah.
So
Agreed,
it's kind of
agreed.
with a bit of an asterisk, but I mean, they did a beautiful job. Granted, they were kind of had like a little bit creative, stifled a little creative. Jesus Christ, why can't I talk to creatively? So they did a beautiful job with how they did it. I would give it a 3.9.
Okay,
I think.
3.9.
Let's stop.
Ooh,
You stopped.
just missed the playlist.
By that much.
What about you, Aaron?
That much. Well, it's probably no surprise, but I really like this song. I dare say it has earned a spot on my best of playlist, and therefore I am happy to award it 4 angels out of 5. I would not dare to decapitate an angel or remove any of its limbs. So 4 very much intact angels out of 5.
You guys shaved off a tibia.
And I really like this song. Well, I don't like the song. I don't like the song itself.
Great.
As you had mentioned earlier, Aaron, it's kind of schmaltzy. I grew up listening to it, but at the same time, I feel like my tastes have changed since then.
Never thought I'd see the day that I'm defending schmaltz
but
against
BNL
Tracy.
didn't write
This is
this.
an interesting episode.
There's people who have grown up listening to Tracy too. They still like it.
But this, I will say, this is my favorite version of this song. I'm not a big fan of this song, but it's my favorite version of this song. So I'm going to give it a 3.5.
Ooh, the haterade is being.
I
drunk by
am the
Tracy
haterade.
tonight.
I thought I was going to be the hater.
No, and Stefan is the
Taking up that
loverade
mantle.
over here.
We have no
Welcome back.
We have no history. We have no BNL history this week. Nothing important, really big happened in BNL history. You know, I kept looking through the list and I couldn't. I was like, well, maybe this thing. Well, maybe that thing. But no, there's no things. I guess we'll have to wait till next week for things to come up.
Is there trouble with Tracy?
No, it's just next week's song is Things.
Okay. Oh, wow. Okay.
I think it fell between most of the tours is why. But and by the way, so thank you very much for joining me, guys. And thanks. That was fun.
Thank you.
Yeah. See you next week.
Thanks, that was fun. Don't forget, no regrets, except maybe one.
Razzmatazz.
Why not use your knowledge of the future to play the stock markets? You can make billions.
You're a pirate.
Yeah, did you have a laser accident?
Freaking laser beams.
Lasers.
No, I somehow my cornea got scratched.
Oh God, what happened?
I don't know.
I thought you were wearing it as like an affectation. I hope that heals up.
It'll get better.
I hope so. I'm going to go to the eye doctor tomorrow.
If you can find your way, right?
I thought you were doing an Austin Powers joke because they played
Got a t-shirt that says, ask me about my eye patch.
Like number
Every
one.
kid I saw today kept saying, "Hey, say R." I'm like, it's not funny anymore.
When is National Talk Like a Pirate Day?
Oh, play into it. Double down on it.
Just keep in mind, Tracy, if you need to take a right, take 3 lefts instead.
Yep.
Glad to have you back, Stefan.
I'm happy to be back too.
It is indeed.
Welcome to the Bare Naked ABC.
Is that your Bill Cosby impression?
I don't know what it morphed into something. I just
the Bare Naked ABCs and the Jello Pudding Pop.
and the Baccarat.
To celebrate joining Pantheon Podcasts, Rock Camp, the podcast, the official podcast of Rock and Roll Fantasy Camp, is giving away a guitar signed by Mike Portnoy of Dream Theater, Marty Friedman, formerly of Megadeth, and legendary shredder Zakk Wylde, plus our rockstar counselors like Vinny Appice, Monty Pittman, and more. To enter to win, simply follow, rate, and review our podcast on your preferred platform, and that's all you have to do. For more information, go to rockcamp.com/podcast.